split decision in a row. After having it come down to the wire in Florida, was there any part of you that was like, ah, here we go again?
Man, whenever you hear that, like that split decision, you always get a little bit scared because you never know how the judges, are in different places. So, and I think that's why I was actually trying to go for like a few finishes this fight with the leg locks and stuff because I did not want to leave it to the judges for that exact reason. But fortunately, it went my way.
I mean, look, that was a close fight. You had moments, she had moments. Obviously, you're feeling a bit of the damage, I'm assuming. How confident were you when the fight ended that you'd done enough?
I mean, I felt pretty confident. I thought like I didn't think there was a doubt in my mind that I had, lost the fight. So that's why it kind of caught me a little bit off guard when the judges gave it to her. I would say maybe I did lose like a round potentially. She did a lot of damage. Like when she did catch me, she did a good amount of damage for sure.
Late in the first round, you were doing well, you were on top, and then it looked like she turned it around and was really going to work. Can you just describe how much trouble were you in terms of being hurt and just how she was doing?
I think that that comes with being in this game for a long time and having so much experience. I think that being in those deep waters and being in trouble is not new for me. I think it's just all about weathering that storm and coming back, and just because you as long as you're not out, you can still come back. So in my mind, even when I'm in bad positions, it's never a question of like of quitting or anything like that.
So, Carla, with the victory, you are back on a nice win streak. I want to talk to you about two people. Obviously, you talked about Claudia Gadelha, and I feel like that's one you have your eye on. A lot of people are talking about Amanda Ribas and how she's, kind of like the popular new one in the division, and a possibility about that fight. Who really stands out to you? Who would be the one that you want the most?
Either one, like I know Claudia has a fight already booked. So I mean, Amanda Ribas, I think is the next fight that makes sense. I haven't really like seen her fight too much, but like for me, it's I don't need to see someone fight. I take fights, and that's what I do.
Final question: did you bring enough cookies to celebrate to Fight Island?
I did not bring enough cookies, but you can bet your dollar that I'm gonna find them.
Congratulations, Carla.
Thank you so much.
We'll go next to Jim Varsalone with the Miami Herald. Your line is open.
Congratulations. What has it been like for you being out at Fight Island and this whole experience, this whole change?
Honestly, like when they told me I had an opportunity to come to Fight Island, I was like, sign me up. Like I didn't, just fighting out here. I think is a very historical experience. Just the whole process of being here, and just to be on this first like round of trips, I think is like a just a really good thing, a really cool thing to be a part of, and it has by far been like the most unique experience of my fight career. I mean, outside of tough, like this has just like been so crazy and different, and like I feel very like excited that I was able to come and be a part of all this.
You experienced in Jacksonville, Florida, and did that any of that experience there help you in this experience?
Yeah, it definitely did. Like I think that just fighting with no crowd and fighting like just having these different like these tests is just kind of now it's just like it's just part of the routine, and like I think it's like just like any experience like in this fight game, I think that's just it's gonna help it helped me with this experience now, which was even a little bit more over the top because of everything going on, the sleep schedule and like more tests than we did in Florida. I think I did 2 tests in Florida, and we didn't really have to quarantine, but here was just like quarantine, super long flight, quarantine again, test again, test again, test again. It was just like nonstop, and like everything was just really crazy here. But like I said, just super stoked that the fighters are able to do what we love, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who have lost their jobs, lost their businesses, and we're still out here. No matter what hoops we have to jump through, we're still out here.
And two more, and I'll be done with my questioning. Curious, what are your thoughts just overall of the women's strawweight division? And geez, just so much talent in that division, and being a part of all that.
Oh my God, 100%. Like, honestly, for me, hands down, the strawweight division is the deepest division for the women. And like, you even look at the flyweight division, and how many of like the people fighting for the title have come from our strawweight division. Like Joanne Calderwood, I believe is next up. You had Joanna fighting for that belt before too, and then potentially another contender is Cynthia Calvillo, all coming from our division. So I think that just shows you how deep we are, that we can even bump up a division and be in those title talks.
And you've been fighting. You're a veteran of the sport, and you're doing very well for yourself in the fighting game, in the MMA. I'm just curious, though, what is it like when you're on ESPN, and there you are on the main card of a big show, a big event, and just the thrill of that? How thrilling is it? Still thrilling. How thrilling is it?
Honestly, it's so surreal because back years, I've been fighting professionally for over 10 years, and even fighting in front of even being on TV was like, oh my God, I'm on TV. And now to be fighting on ESPN, which just shows how mainstream our sport has become, is just almost something that I couldn't even have fathomed when I started doing this sport, to be a part of all this. So I'm just enjoying the ride. It's amazing.